Spencer, not a good day at the office?
No, it's embarrassing, I'm afraid. But, we're just falling apart defensively. I still think we look a good threat going forward. I think we still created 10 chances, but it doesn't matter how many chances you create as an attacking force. If defensively we're all at sea, players aren't doing it defensively, it's difficult. You don't want to absolutely lambast them when you've got to play in 48 hours time, but they deserved what they just got in there because we keep making the same mistakes. Good players, nice people, that they're putting a shift in. They're showing at the moment we're not good enough for this level, and that's 6 league games. And I've just said we've got to have a reaction. We're going to lose. The loyal home fans we have, we're going to lose more and more if we don't show some quality. It's not a case of not a shift. It's just the same mistakes. Same players are making the same mistakes every game, and you can make mistakes, but you've got to learn from your mistakes, and we're not doing that at the moment. And I'm struggling to think out of any of their goals that we've not had a big helping hand in giving them. And we've got ourselves back into it at 3-2, and then just committed suicide again, and we've got people bombing on at 5-2, and it's embarrassing. Just sit there, take the punishment. We've lost the game, but don't make it embarrassing. And there's got to be changes in the defensive. I don't want to pull the team apart, but you can see we're getting bullied today. They were a huge side. We got bullied. We got nothing from the officials. No excuses. They just did a job on us, and somewhere you'll draw the line. And we brought Matt Bevans in today, which has obviously been going on for about 4 months. We've got another defensive player we're trying to get in. Martin was suspended. Timmy's injured. But we've got to get better defenders in, and it's very, very difficult at the moment, and very heart-wrenching. And got to apologise for fans for what was. We conceded 5 goals in the second half, and as much as we gave them something to show it from 3-0 to 3-2, we've just gifted the game away after we worked so hard to get back to 3-2. We're still half an hour to go.
Scoring goals doesn't seem to be the problem, but the defensive side of the game does.
Yeah, no, absolutely right. I keep saying that if we can have a clean sheet, we'll win 99 games out of 100, because we've got great strikers here, and while we've got them, we've got to utilise them. And I didn't think we did as well in the first half giving the ball. We still created some chances. I think it was an even first half. I thought we were a bit unlucky to come in, but again we gave away the ball by going to square and came in 1 down, but that wasn't really the problem. But the second goal was a free header from a set piece. Mark's lined them up. We've organised them before the game. Who's picking up? And he's just lost him. And he's gone and headed the ball into the back of the net. No one anywhere near him. And it's almost game over at 2-0. And then we're bombing on like a very, very poor Barcelona side, and just getting caught. And suddenly 3 down. So we get back into it. I thought Tommy Wright came on and looked bright. And as I said, it's not due to a lack of effort. The setup is there. But at the moment we're making individual errors. We're getting punished every time. And time is running out because we played 6 league games. We don't need wholesale changes, but we certainly need defensive changes, and things aren't easy as well. Without declaring too much, we're missing another defender on Monday night, and we can only put out what we've got. Martin's been ill; he was suspended today as well. Adam's obviously been suspended. Timmy's just not recovering. So defensively, we've got what we've got, but unfortunately, it's not good enough at the moment, and it's got to turn around, and it's got to turn around quickly. And I know we're only 6 games in, but the promise that we have going forward needs to be backed up by a defensive team that turns around and says, let's go and win a game 1-0 and be really ugly and not entertain as much as we're trying to do, and in patches of the games we do, and just go and win a game 1-0 ugly. But to be fair, we don't look like doing that.
How are you going to lift everyone's heads up in the dressing room ahead of Monday's game?
There is only one way we can lift people, and that is on that pitch on Monday night against a side that's just knocked out a Conference North side. There's nothing I can say. There's nothing the players can say. They can nod like nodding dogs, some of them in there, and agree with everything I'm saying. We can talk it all, but nothing at the moment is going to change to bring positivity to this club until we can get there and do it out on that pitch. That's what it takes. Talking's just cheap. We're working incredibly hard. I was up late night last night getting Bevan over the line, and we brought in a goalkeeper, and we tried to bring in another loan to strengthen us defensively with these injuries. Of course, we're not getting any luck, but you earn your own luck, and people will criticise me, and rightly so. Quite simply, at the moment we're nowhere near good enough defensively. We know we've got enough going forward, but we've got to sort that out. And I don't really, I've just said to them, they're nice players in there. They're putting a shift in. Nobody's saying they're not working hard. Nobody's saying in there they're not gutted. But at the moment, they're just not good enough. You can't. If someone doesn't want to go and mark his man and he heads the ball into the back of the net, or somebody doesn't want to clear the ball, wants to overplay or square pass or bomb on when he shouldn't, you point it out to them. You think it goes in, but then they're doing it again. So at some point, and that point is coming very quickly, we'll need to go more ugly at the back, to be blunt, and players will have to go, and we'll have to bring in more experienced players. But it's very difficult, obviously, with all the constraints that everybody knows about. But at the end of the day, it's no good if we're going to get bullied every game.
And finally, what are your thoughts on the Bognor Regis side coming to Trowbridge Road on Monday?
One of the best footballing teams in the division. As I said, they've just beaten the Conference North side today, very good Conference North side, and right now they must be licking their lips. I've just said in there, I really don't know what team we're going to put out with injuries, unavailabilities, but generally poor defending performance today. I've just said we've got to have a reaction. It's the only good thing that we're playing in a very quick time, but in the same breath, if we're going to fall apart defensively like we did today, we've got to pick the supporters up. They've got to pick me up. They've got to pick Mark up. We've got to pick each other up, and the only way of doing that is out on that pitch. And as you say, going forward doesn't look like really the problem, but as a defensive unit we look miles away at the moment, and we need to address it and react very quickly on Monday night in what's going to be a very, very difficult game against a very attacking footballing side. So let's get on with it. Let's desperately try and put on, just get a result, because I do think if we get a result, the small margins until today, I think every game we've been very competitive. But today we weren't in the second half. We really weren't. I mean, it was a slaughter, and I'm not trying to hide from it. I'm embarrassed by it. I'm gutted, and we've got to have a reaction on Monday. We need to start to twist the knife to go these small margins, stop making individual errors, and go on and start winning games, because we have got it in us. We really do, and it's not complete panic 6 league games in. But it's got to start turning soon, and I think we're getting closer, not after today's second half performance. Players with great pedigrees that have come in from league clubs, bottom line, aren't doing it in the Ryman Premier. So perhaps I've got to step and go, do you know what, I'll look at a couple of lesser players with lesser pedigrees, who as a defender will go and kick the ball and head the ball and just smash the ball, rather than players that will try and overplay and get caught at this level. It's something we'll have to consider very, very quickly, because we're not having this, and we need to address the situation, and very, very quickly.
Cheers, thanks.
Thanks.